So what I'm doing here is I'm actually not going to take this all the way to where it needs to go, but I'm going to dramatically reduce the distance. Or at the very least, there's fewer people working on that than there were before. Far fewer people working on it. I'm just gonna do the thing here. Go, my minions. Do your stuff. My minions! They're taking the thing away. The train of Logibots taking it all the way up to the request, all the way over here. See, now that distance is a little bit shorter than going from here, right? Going from here is less distance overall, so it's fewer thingies. Yeah, look, it's a bot belt. If only they could charge right there. If only there was a way for them to have a recharge station. Where are all my recharge stations? Over here. Do I not have any recharge stations? Hey, recharge station. Build one there. And there. And there. And there. And there. There. And there. And there. And there. I go a little bit nuts on the placement of the recharge stations. They shall always have a place to charge. And hey, there's our glorious things. We could actually probably just keep this at like 1,000 and be good. I'm not going to the next level of bots. Well, the only bot I can go up to the next level of are construction bots right now. I cannot do the next level of Logibots because they need super steel. And I don't have super steel yet. I don't have helium yet for super alloy, but anyway, I don't have super steel. I don't have the vanadium I need. That's what it is. It's the vanadium for the super steel in particular. And a little bit further cobalt processing now. So yeah, stuff things. Sure, that can fill. I don't need that. So the Logibot tier 2, if I can remember which thing it's in, high tech, I think. So construction bot is stainless steel. And I've pointed this out to Pyandon several times. Construction bot, stainless steel, just fine. I have all of these things. I can make the Mark II construction bots. The Logibots, the cargo Pynobots Mark II, those need super steel instead of stainless. I have everything else except the super steel, and the super steel has its own massive set of requirements to get the molten. Which the main thing here is vanadium pentoxide. So vanadium, the fuel rods are easy because you can make the fuel rods without uranium. That is a Nexalit pull. The cobalt oxide I have to look at a bit more. I think it's a sulfuric acid drain at this point for the oxide. I have to look at it a little bit more. There are 3 levels of bots. So there is a high-tech 3rd tier of robots as well. And those... it's high-tech... No, it's logistic... Yeah, it's logistic bot and HT, whatever. These guys, the high-tech Logibots, are super alloy. The Mark II bot intelligent units, aka circuit 4s, and then paramagnetic material, diamagnetic material, harmonic absorbers, superconductor servo mechanisms. Oh my gosh. Superconductor servo mechanisms, special small parts, and grease. And special small parts, by the way, are that. Special small parts are that. That stuff. And again, with super steel. And more grease. More grease! I don't even have the machines for Oil Industry 3. I don't even have that tech right now. But I need my potatoes. I need my tuuphra. Tuuphra are amazing and magnificent. Do I need the seeds for anything? Of course I need the seeds for stuff. Why would I not need the tuuphra seeds for stuff? I need to add to my train station again because I need something for excess seeds. Oh boy. But anyway, oops. That was not a button I wanted to push. So tuuphra are kamouts. Tuuphra are apparently a caged Corlex recipe uses tuuphra. Used in food as well. Which is, yeah, probably going to be their use to me, is as food. But yeah, stuffs. Oh, and milk. Milk recipes for Corlex. Gosh, I think these are going to be mostly used as either sugar or as the seeds. Now that I'm thinking about it, might want to put more things for seeds on tuuphra. What am I doing? Always a good question. It is time to go and complete this build. Where is my crawdad? Crawdaddy? Hello? How many doohickeys do you have? A few. Enough? Never enough. But for now, it's fine. No, we'll get more belt, because we always need more belt and more inserters. Hey, buddies, give me more belt and inserters, please. Please. Hello, Immortal! What did you miss most of the stream? 2 hours of the stream. You have missed this. You have missed the tuuphra being built. I have been doing tuuphra, and I have realized I need another train input because I'm going to probably also want to have the seeds on the network. You know what? No. I'll leave it as the tuuphra itself and then do seeds on site so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's the decision. That's the smart move. Don't do seeds, even though they're probably mostly going to get used as seeds, when you can just do tuuphra into seeds, tuuphra itself being more dense than seeds. That's the plan. So yeah, mostly done with the actual tuuphra. Mostly done. What is left is the sugar build, which is what I'm about to do after getting the belts placed. I think I'm going a little bit too far to the right. But you never know at times. I think it's right diagonal here. We almost had a train hit us. And have absolutely nothing happen besides damage the train. Alright, Crawdaddy. Let's get all this belt placed. Diling, 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 diling. All the nanobots doing their thing. Alright, let's get all this sorted. Get all of it moving. Including the water, yes. Good, good, good. Power will eventually happen. Come on. Oh. So there's this stuff known as belt. I need a few units of belt. Have I mentioned that this is going to be a few thousand units of belt? I'm pretty sure I mentioned this is going to take a few thousand units of belt. I may have mentioned this thing. Let's see here. Let's actually get a count. How much red belt is this? 4.3k. Pretty sure a little bit ago I said that this is going to be like 5,000 plus units of belt, right? Like 5,000-ish. Yeah, the build so far. Just this stuff. 5.4. Just a few units of belt is required for this. Just a few. Not much at all. Not much belt at all is needed for this. Lasai. Okay. The Augs will need some moss. Non-zero amounts of moss, and they will be doing this recipe on that moss. They also need some CO2. The CO2 is going to come from a glorious high-pressure furnace that will be making stuffs, but in order to make the stuffs, it needs to make some other things. If I can find the other things. Yes, these things. How many of these? I think it's just one. Yes, one operating at full. Oh, hey, there's a new thingy. What? Control Alt T. Is a to-do list shortcut of Shift T. Oh, Control Alt T, right. Wow. We can cycle between seconds and minutes now on actual craft time. That's new. Okay, so it's one of these operating at full, going into 1, making lime. 1, making some amounts of lime. Yep, 1. Oop. Turn on alt mode. And then it's going to overflow vent. Just add water. Ta-da! Add biomass. Into that. Add limestone. Did I ever send additional limestone down? I don't think so. So that's another thing I need sent down. did I make sure that I added the limestone? Did I did include limestone here. So if I did 2 plus 1 for 3, that means I just need to go down and add yet another line. It will be this line. Of stuffs. Come on down, limestone. On my bus. Okay. Here's the limestone. It's actually needed in 2 things. That and that. So, congrats. You get to go and be with your good friend, the thingies. Yay! Functional. Just add CO2. Just add power. Let's make sure that this keeps moving. Oh hey, I need more, I need some more inserters. Do I need even more inserters? Are there any not green lights? / yellow lights? I think we're all green lights. So that means I had just enough. Whoops, wrong way. That way, please. And that, as they say, is that. Ta-da! It's moss. Glorious and beautiful. I'm gonna put the moss with the biomass? Is that something I can do? Looking at this build, I could, but this goes with the Augs primarily. With the cages is probably better. Yeah, probably better with the cages. I also have to think about the water logistics and the steel, and oh gosh, I have to go grab those too. Yay. Thingies. To worry about. So... that? No. That will make this a lot harder. Unless I do the thing here. So the complicating factor here is that the cages, besides being rather annoying at stack size 50, I don't want to always use these cages because I produce cages in the end. I get cages back for slaughtering my augs, so I can actually place the augs now. It's 2 lines of 8. Or 1 line of 16. How long is that? That is fine. All right. 1 line of 16 for the augs. I can get rid of the rest of those. That makes this a lot simpler, actually. A lot more reasonable, manageable. Get the thingies put in. Granted, if I had aug food that I could just train in, it would have been significantly simpler. Because then I could just have a centralized location making food put onto the network and then just use that recipe. But it needs moss now. I am pretty certain that there was a time where it was just food and not moss plus food, but I could be wrong. In fact, chances are I am absolutely wrong. And I still would have had to make moss anyway. It would have only saved me biomass. Oh, it's the manure that I'm thinking about. That's what it was. I was thinking manure where it was just the food. Alright. Fine, whatever. I don't know how I managed to mess that up at some point. So I fixed an issue earlier. That's what I'm complaining about. Ooh. Remember, spacing is everything. I also need to have water barrels being produced. I think it's just one factory that I can have doing the barreled water. The stuffs. Yes. Ignore the products. That does not take into account the 70% chance of getting the output that I want. This will give us, the 16 will give us 0.11 caged aug. Note the difference here is 0.04 cages. That is all the cages that we need. Is a whole 0.04. And what makes this far more difficult is that we need an input priority on these cages. And we need to do, like, that type of thing. And then we need the biomass water barrels on top of everything else. And also the biomass gets used separately. So, yeah, stuff things. We're gonna say that we're gonna have that. Hello, water barrels? I don't even know why I'm gonna do that, because I'm gonna totally have this be my augs coming out to whatever area below that will eventually give me the slaughtering I desire. Speaking of slaughtering that I desire, slaughter the ogs. All of the ogs. They must be slaughtered. Pretty sure that's aligned. And then on the output, we have to filter cages. Oh, cages. There you are. Go that way. Ta-da! We'll do that. Sure, why not? Alright, I don't need more moss. I need that. I need that. Do I need this? No, I don't need this. This is the end of this. I don't need any of this line. So that line is gone. Superfluous. The tuuphra still needs to come down. The tuuphra, the biomass, and I think that's it. The lime. There. So we only have 3 belts left of stuff. Biomass, lime, bone. Biomass, lime, bone. And that's it. We're good. Tuuphra, yeah. Biomass, lime, bone, tuuphra. Oh, this produces, right, this makes biomass. This makes biomass. I have taken into account that I am using this biomass, right? Yes. So I actually have to have a counter line going back on biomass. Ew. Ew. But necessary. Alright. That will be a slightly more complicated factor, but also means that I don't actually need to run that line here. Because this ends the need for biomass. Sure, go that way. I don't need those cages anymore on that line. So, yeah, bones, lime, tuuphra. That's it. That's it, that's all. And then the output of the extra biomass. I didn't matrix solve. I didn't need to. It was smart enough to take this into account. And that, of course, just screwed everything up. Screwed everything up, but I don't care. Anyway, that is that. What is matrix solver anyway? So the matrix solver solves loops. So if you have stuff that is looping, it will help tell you what the actual outputs are. So say, for example, in one of the OR processing lines, you have a process that gives you the grade 4 that you're looking for, but also produces like a grade 1 as part of its output, a little bit of extra grade 1 of whatever OR processing chain you're working with, or type. You'll get your grade 4, but you get this little bit of grade 1. Well, how much total grade 4 do you end up with then? Because you then have to process all of that grade 1 that comes out, and the more grade 1 you produce, well, the more grade 1 that you produce. So ultimately, this does have a theoretical at infinity limit, and that's what this matrix solver helps you solve, is what is the theoretical maximum as n approaches infinity sum that you get by having that loop. But anyway, this got crushed. By that matrix solver. And now we have returned back to our regularly scheduled stuff. All right. 456.65. 6.65. So it's already taking into account all of that. So, last buildings here. We need 2 pulp mills, 2 mixers, and an evaporator. 2 pulp mills, 2 mixers, and an evaporator. 2 pulp mills. Two mixers. And 1 whole glorious evaporator. Yay! Here's our lime. This does not produce a solid. This produces a solid in the form of the stuffs and inputs solids. And here's where the complications come in. And then do the proper rotation here and get an alignment that I can be happy with. Or just, you know, do the, yeah, this. This. No. Okay. And then inserter on the output and inserter on the input, because that also takes bones. Just a little bit of a buffer there. And then we have to take this all the way back into this. I can't believe it. I think we're actually going to start seeing sugar today. We might actually see sugar today. Oh boy. But we still have more logistics to do. So start up with that and that. Filter the empty barrels. Empty barrels back in. For some reason, I keep buffering now. Well, that's you. I have no dropped frames, so it has to be something on your end. Probably your country's internet is dying, which I wouldn't put it past the current state of affairs in the world. Yeah, or just it might just be Twitch's localized servers for wherever you're at not being able to handle things properly. I can't do that, can I? I can. Okay. Augs. Augs are good creatures. I like the augs. The majestic augs.